Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the finale of the Fall Classic, the 150-lap super late model race out here at the Bullring. And let's get underway with these starting lineups. On the pole, the number 14, Chris Klein, is outside. The winner of the last race out here, Dustin Ash. Last race you just missed, and the legend car is Dustin Ash. In the number 11, Dylan Kwasniewski starts third spot in the number 3. On his outside, the number 17, Michael Self. 61 of Dennis Rock Jr. And Dennis Rock Jr. outside, the number 10, Mark Shackelford. Jack Rabbit, Jack Madrid is the nickname we just heard on the number 9 machine. And to his outside, the number 66, Alex Haas. Dylan Lupton starts the number 10 machine on the inside row of the number 22, driven by none other than K&N Pro Series driver Jonathan Gomez. Joe DeGuevara on the 29 machine on his outside, the number 27, driven by Jay Beasley. Behind Jay Beasley is the number 19 machine, nice looking red car, of Corbin Thomas. On Corbin's outside, the number 31, Rick Chavez. Number 96, one of my favorite numbers, ironically. One guy to watch out for, he's a former champion here at the Bullring, Glenn Burke. And on the outside of Glenn Burke is the white number 8, driven by, on my sheet it is, I don't have a number 8. Sorry. I don't. Jeffrey. Oh, Kelly Admiral.
I will not.
You got me good. Oh, Lupton off the pace. What's going on with the 10? We're getting ready to go green. 100
strategy.
150 laps. We go green. Well, an interesting start to this one already. Out front, your early leader, Chris Klein, and the number 14 breast cancer awareness ride. Kwasniewski, Ash, Self, Rock Jr., all in that mix. Now, we've seen this race become very interesting from start to finish. You've seen the guy that's led the most laps fail to win it, and you've seen the guy who hung back all race long take the show at the end of the race. So you can never count out anybody in this race. Jay Beasley on the outside of the number 19, Corbin Thomas. That's about it for the 11th position. Jonathan Gomes in the 22. Gomez, I keep screwing that up, I'm sorry. I'll keep going through the lineup. The number 17, white machine, of Trevor Emond, E-M-O-N-D. And the number 8, we already mentioned her. Or it could be him. It is Kelly. Number 90, Tony McRae, who ran in the late model race, had a great run, second spot, and the car just went up in smoke. Seems to be a water issue or something. And then the number 49 machine, driven by Scott Gaffarini, another name you can't count out here at the Bullring. Race cars are fast. The field settling in for the 150-lap race. No pressure. We got a lot of time to waste right now. We've got a lot of tires to save. But we will see. I'm pretty sure at lap 75, the halfway break. And that's when the strategy will catch in. As we saw Derek Thorne last year take his SRL Southwest Tour machine that was ready for competition in the super late models, and he just rode those tires till the end, taking the checker. Chris Klein with a great run in that machine. Battle for the lead over in turn 3 and 4. Michael Self making a bid for the lead. Looking to the inside of Chris Klein here on lap number 11.
Klein, we also always know to be a heavy competitor out here. And this is kind of his turf. But just like Kwasniewski and Ash, these guys want to show their local fans that they got something big for them. We'll see how it turns out. 12 laps into this 150 lap.
You know, unfortunately for the number 10, Dylan Lupton, still stuck on the infield. Looks like they can't figure out a solution to that issue on the number 10. So, battles for the lead. The lead has been changed. Moves south into the lead. Dustin Ash goes on the inside of Chris Klein as well as Kwasniewski. Where'd the L come from? I have no idea. So Klein moving back into the 4th position. And like we said, everybody just kind of riding it out. No pressure, no big hurry. We're on lap 15 of 150. So a lot of time given right now. Jack Madrid racing with Alex Haas. Alex Haas in the 66, Madrid in the 9. Shackelford right there watching and waiting. That with a pass for the 6th position. Dustin Ash seems to be closing in on your leader, Michael Self. Dustin Ash, winner of the Legend Car main event just before this one, pulling double duty, back-to-back races.
Lap 24, the race for the lead continues on. Ash and Self working their way through lap traffic, putting a couple of cars a lap down, including not limited to a lot of the guys in the back. Ash actually looks like he has a run down the back straightaway, trying to peak into turn number 3. We're door to door. Well, more fender to fender for the lead. Self fighting hard, but Ash right now, that number 11 machine, looking to take it. Kwasniewski in his purple machine sitting in the 3rd spot, not close enough to really put a contention on. But Self, your new leader. Kozler comes out lap 30, number 90. Tony McRae going around. Not sure if there was any help from what we saw, but certainly her day. After how good of a late model race was going, you know that she just wants to pick it up in the supers.
Absolutely. Well, it doesn't look like much damage, and maybe she just spun it out in turn 2, so we'll be back.
Dustin Ash kicking ass like Rainbow Dash. Lap 30 restart. Green flag is out. 61 did not have. Oh, look at Self underneath us for the lead. 61 car might have a tire down. Looks like it might be a right front. Dennis Rock Jr. After running up in the top 10, it's unfortunate. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like a tire's down. Perhaps something broke. But the number 17, Michael Self, who's back into the lead, takes it from Dustin Ash on the restart. Kwasniewski now in the 2nd spot. Ash all the way back to 3rd. These restarts very important in this 150 lapper. Could come into play late in the race. Things to pay attention to. We're watching the 61 of Dennis Rock Jr. seeing what they're coming to. Yeah, it looked like they are going to change a tire right front. Lap 35, here's Glenberg getting a lot of pressure from the 49. Scott Gaffarini. Franey actually had a really, really rough earlier B main. I was gonna say, I don't actually recall the 49 making the race because Gaffarini actually was sick yesterday, did not make it into any of the heats or anything, so he actually had to start at the tail end of the B main. Trouble ensued. He got caught up in a wreck. The 49X that we're watching right here is Brian Levant. So apologies for that one. That's Brian Levant. We are currently 40 laps in to this 150 lap. Self leading the way. Second is Kwasniewski remaining, and Dustin Ash is your third place runner. Christopher Klein in the fourth spot, and Alex Haas in the number 66, your top 5. Keeping an eye on one development here, the number 14 car sitting in the fourth spot. That's Chris Klein. A lot of sparks starting to show up from underneath that car here, closing in on lap 50, a third into the race. What do you think that could be?
Probably right front control arm or frame rail or something.
Hopefully nothing a big issue. Doesn't seem to be affecting the handling of the car yet, but whenever anything's dragging, it can always affect, of course, the handling, or maybe break something, shave something off. So always something to keep an eye on. Here's a battle we got. 19 at the number 8. 19 driven by Corbin Thomas. Thomas getting pressure from the number 98 of Kelly Admiral. Admiral looking to the inside, peeking, but not making the move. And a good battle here. Joe DeGuevara just behind this battle, and here comes the number 8. I've noticed a lot of the moves the 8 car has made have been rather aggressive, making this a fun one to watch. To the inside. Noticing a lot of brake rotors starting to glow. Not many cautions, and we're on lap 51.
Well. We paused for 1 second, and the 66 and 14, Alex Haas and Chris Klein, make contact over in the corner somehow, some way. And Haas, out of his car, he has some considerable damage on the right front. I don't know, we can't see about Chris Klein. Burke went around just as an avoidance. Let's look at Klein's side. It's honestly believe that I believe Chris Klein made contact with his teammate, the 66 of Haas. Wow. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, Tommy, one thing to kind of fill people in on is obviously we're taking a little bit different approach to this race.
We're a little tight on budget.
On equipment. As we said earlier on, just a reminder, we don't actually have, we weren't fully prepared for this. We didn't actually know we were covering this event. So here we are. Now, what happened was we had just paused it. We were actually handing each other the mic and the camera. And yeah, we kind of both looked up, and there's trouble in turns 1 and 2.
Keeping an eye on Alex Haas there. He seems to be running towards the pits. Maybe to figure out a way to get something. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
He's gonna get the tow truck.
Yeah. Actually, I don't believe the announcer just made a comment saying Klein got in the back of someone that got Haas in trouble.
Well,
and that would be Glenn Burke if that's the case.
There's a lot of damage to that 66, and I don't see who he hit. That's the problem.
Well, it would be Glenn Burke because Burke went around, I believe, in that. So we'll see. We restart lap number 52 of 150. Self, Ash, Kwasniewski, Klein with a bad start. We go green. Jay Beasley up into the 4th spot. We had a little bit of a tangle over in turn number 2. And we have a tangle in turn 3. And a crash. Oh, a big bunch up. What in the heck's going on there? Whatever, we go green. Michael Self slowing everybody down. But we all keep it together, no major issues. Dustin Ash, Dylan Kwasniewski, Chris Klein, Jay Beasley, Jack Madrid, Gomez. We got a stacked field still left for this 150 lapper. Lap 55 now on the board. Battle for the second spot. Kwasniewski making a move inside of Ash and makes the pass. A little bit more racing on back. Madrid and Gomez side by side. Oh, Rock Jr. sideways. We're good. I thought Rock Jr. was going to spin it out. So Michael Self opening up to a pretty good sized lead over the second spot of Kwasniewski. Good running car right now for Michael Self.
The 17 car's leading.
Pretty good sized lead. That 17 is side by side with the almost half doorless number 15 of Bobby Hirschbach. Sorry, I had to read a name. Bobby Hirschbach losing his door. There goes the door. Sorry, I got in your way, cameraman. Interesting.
You can't see it, but
Well, fly.
the people in front of us freaked out, and I was like, "What? Is Las Vegas Motor Speedway falling into the ground?" And then I realized his door. Look at this guy.
No door. No door, no more. All gone. So with the green is out right now, and Michael Self is not going anywhere. Now he goes somewhere. Hey, but the leader gets the discretion of starting when he wants to. So that's when he wanted to. They go green. Michael Self out front, and Kwasniewski to the inside of Ash for the second spot. Hirschbach and the doorless number 15 is still on the track. Props to that crew. There he is. Yeah, now he's going to lose a fender. It's only a matter of time. He'll probably lose a fender right in front of lap traffic. Jack Madrid on the inside of Chris Klein. Battle for the 5th position. Madrid takes the 5th spot. Now Madrid's either side are set on the 27 machine of Jay Beasley. The 49 off the pace. They just looks to go off track a little bit, out of the groove. Hirschbach off the pace again.
He's a trooper. He's a trooper.
I think the problem is he's getting too much air conditioning.
He's cold.
You can't find the knob to turn it down. Hirschbach pulling it in. And he'll bring it to the crew. They're helping that fender stay intact for a couple more laps. Dustin Ash all over the back bumper. of Kwasniewski in the number 3. Lap 70 now on the scoreboard. So will we see a halfway break? Most likely, yes. See Ash making the move. Kwasniewski letting him go into turn number 3. This is the point of the race where it starts to get interesting. Strategy comes into play.
Well, we're closing in on the halfway break. In just 3 laps, they're going to throw a caution to be able to fill these cars up. And then it's a race to the finish.
Michael Self leading this one pretty good out front. Pretty good size gap over the second spot and been leading a lot of this race. Into turn 3 and 4, Michael Self goes halfway up in the air. Now what we'll usually see if they do a halfway break, which it does look like they're about ready to do, is the 31 machine will cross the line and then the yellow will come out. Maybe not. That's how it usually works, folks. Now, since we're announcing this thing, it's not going to work that way. Maybe the break's at lap 100. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Is it?
I have no idea. Anyway, we're continuing the race.
Well, so much for us being informed announcers, right? Lap 78 of 150. We continue on with Michael Self, your leader. Really has opened up a gap between himself and Dustin Ash second place. However, third place of Dylan Kwasniewski is getting pressure from the number 27 car. That 27 car is driven by Jay Beasley. So Beasley right on the bumper. You also see this battle right here. Gomez, Klein, and the number 8 of Admiral. Coming all the way from Canada to play in Vegas. You couldn't tell. Oh, the 31 car! Got tired. All right. Our halfway break has concluded. Lap 81, green flag is out, and we are restarting. Michael Self, your leader, number 17. So what just transpired was a 10-lap break. But these guys are able to basically change, fuel it up. I don't believe you're allowed to change tires, correct?
I don't know, probably only if you can prove that it's flat.
Big tire changes are only allowed if you have a flat. So green flag continues on. Dustin Ash and Kwasniewski battling it out for the second spot right now. Tommy and I were talking during the break, and we said if there's a car we're really keeping an eye on, it's that number 27 machine. Driven by Jay Beasley. Beasley has kind of been in the mix all day long, but not in the top 3. And we saw him applying that pressure to Kwasniewski before the break. Oh, there goes almost a wreck. There's a punch up going into turn number 3. The 19 almost got the worst end of it. Corbin Thomas. Thomas holds on to it, and we continue with no damage. Battle for 6. Madrid on the inside of Gomez in the 22. Oh, trouble! The 10 car goes around. That's Mark Shackelford. Looked like the 90 car just no more power. Tony McRae having issues in her 90 machine. Did you see any more? 65 laps to go. 18 cars remain. And Chris Klein going for one of his high slide moves on the restart. Didn't really work. 3 wide. Shackelford on the outside. Madrid and that number 8 machine Admiral. Didn't work out there for the 9. Madrid, oh, there's contact. 33 car goes around. The 19 car holds on to it, and everyone continues on. We're on that side of the halfway break. As I said, we're on that side of the halfway break, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on to your hats as we are in the final 63 laps of this race. Selfie leader, Dustin Ash in second, and Dylan Kwasniewski in third. Beasley sitting in that 4th spot, that 27 car. We'll keep an eye on him, of course. Chris Klein, local, 5th spot. Gomez, Shackelford, Madrid, Admiral. These drivers making the most noise in this race. McRae went around. She was able to continue on, as did Shackelford, who was able to continue, but a lot of contact for the 29 of Joe De Guevara in the last wreck. And he actually is sitting in the infield right now trying to repair it. A lot of sparks showering from the bottom of that car, so issues prevailing on that team, unfortunately, in this latter half of the race. That's a huge battle for 5th that you're looking at. Chris Klein leading the train of hungry drivers trying to get around him. Gomez there in the 22. Shackelford in that beautiful number 10 machine. Madrid and Admiral. Side-by-side battle between the 15 car who continues to trooper on. Bobby Hirschbach in the 15. Oh, trouble! Admiral in the number 8 goes around. Lap number 95, caution. Notice Chris Klein's start here in the number 14. Just always starts, oh, it's not gonna work. Caused a major backup. As I say, watch it. Chris Klein in the number 14. Keeps trying to swing it wide, I think, trying to gain some straight momentum. Kind of keep it straight, that way the tires won't spin on the turn. Dustin Ash getting pressure from Dylan Kwasniewski, battle for second. Lap 95, Kwasniewski to the 2nd spot. Admiral, after a spin in the last caution, trying to work his way back up, passing a bunch of cars to go. Oh, Canada, a golden leaf. Oh, Klein is sideways. Driving it for all it's worth, I believe, is the right way to say it for Klein.
You know what? It's all or nothing time now.
There are 52 laps to go. We are closing in on the final 3rd of this race. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where things heat up. You thought they were hot already? We're going boiling pressure, baby. Here we go.
Jeffrey Best, your voice changed, turned into Tommy Mason's voice. 50 laps to go for this 150 lap main event for the super late models. Lap 100, 101 at the line. And it's been all Michael Self out front in the 2nd spot. It's been a great battle between Dennis Rock. It's like we're at the jet drags. This could bring on a caution. I don't think it will. But a great battle all race long between 2nd spot Kwasniewski in the 3 and Ash in the 11. And you can't count out Jay Beasley. It looks like he's waiting for the right time to pounce. 22 machine of Gomez in the 5th spot, Madrid in the 6th spot. Chris Klein 7th, 8th Mark Shackelford, 9th position is the number 19 of Corbin Thomas. He's got his family sitting right in front of us actually. So not too much of a storyline race other than contender Alex Haas out early. So who knows how this race would be running right now if Alex Haas is still in the show. Chavez battling it out with the number 8 machine of Admiral. Canada versus Inland Empire. And if anybody was wondering where Inland Empire is, that'd be... It is smoking. Inland Empire is located in Southern California. Oh, 22 off the pace. Gomez off the pace. An issue. Chris Klein around at turn number 2. 1. Now 2. Caution is out. What in the world just happened? Even Kwasniewski lost a spot to Jay in the number 27. So, wonder if something went down on the track. People started spinning out and losing position. You see them looking under the rear end of the 22.
You're actually telling us a little bit about the 22 car. First off, that is a brand new car.
Late model motor in that thing. So, I was talking to the spotter, Lauren Hill. He said they brought a knife to a gunfight, but they were here to battle. Unfortunately, looks like something's an issue on that 22.
That's a shame. They were running in the 5th. I feel like I'm starting to smell rear end, though.
Well, they're looking under the rear end of that 22 right now. And, of course, we saw 2 cars lose spots, so it could be fluid on the track.
We mentioned the A-car smoking. He looks like he's coming in now.
That's a great point. So something's going on. As you can see, those fire and safety vehicles on the backstretch getting ready to lay down a coat of speedy dry. Lap number 108. Restart lap 108 of 150. We go green. Oil down all over the inside groove. So we'll see how that plays the factor. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Battle for the 2nd spot. Where are you going to watch, Jeffrey? I don't even know where you're watching, but I'm watching it too. Dustin Ash to the inside of Kwasniewski for the 2nd spot. Kwasniewski defends his spot. Now we move Jack Madrid up into the 4th spot. Chris Klein 5th. Corbin Thomas in the number 19 goes up into the 6th spot. Shackelford 7th. And a driver that's losing a ton of spots right now, just stuck on the outside, the number 27, Jay Beasley. Caution was brought out for the number 8 machine. Kelly Admiral. Leaking fluid all over the track, as you can see. A lot of speedy drive. Yep. Well, we kind of saw this car slowing down, and I think it speaks for itself what's going on. Jay Beasley seems to be off the pace and preferably done for the night. What a great run, and if I were the gambling man in Vegas, I would have put money on that car after halfway.
Well, that's why we don't gamble.
That's true. That's a very good point. Can't really see what the issue is.
Keeping an eye on this number 19 machine, trying to make a move on Klein.
Corbin Thomas in the number 19. I mentioned before, Corbin's family sitting right here next to us. So maybe they are feeling in the spirit for a little bit of TV madness. Mark Shackelford looking for a way around Corbin down the back straightaway. To the inside he looks, not able to do it. Corbin shuts the door. Plenty of passing opportunities available though. Corbin Thomas and Chris Klein battling it out for the 5th position, top 5 run for Klein right now in the 14. Shackelford wanted to get in that mix as well. Leaders going through lap traffic to number 31 of Aldridge. The next car the leaders will catch up to lap traffic wise, the number 15, the Doorless Machine of our Hirschbach. Everybody seems to be behaving right now.
Yeah, but we're closing in on the final.
Anything can happen in this race.
Oh, yeah.
And we've seen everything happen, so to speak, at the Fall Classic. Shackelford, Thomas.
I do want to say, it looks like the 3 cars closing in on our leader.
Kwasniewski on the mission right now. Jeffrey's got the camera, he's got the zoom, and he can watch what's going on.
Yeah. Well, we made it to the final 25 laps of this year's 2012 Fall Classic at the Bullring in Las Vegas. We're keeping an eye on this battle for the lead. It's closing in dramatically right now. Final 25 laps. Michael Selfie leader in the number 17. And the 3 of Dylan Kwasniewski wants to, oh my goodness, oh, he clipped him. Lap traffic clipped him. What did we just say? Anything can and will happen. It didn't seem to affect the 3 car too much, but that could have been disastrous for either of your leaders. Tommy just standing next to me shaking his head. Shackelford was able to work his way around the number 19 of Corbin Thomas. But the battle to watch, with 22 laps to go, is the one for the lead. Self and Kwasniewski. Move over flag being given to some of the lap traffic ahead. The 49X of Brian Levant, the number 90 of Tony McRae, as well as the 33 of Dave Hemrick. Kwasniewski closes in. He looms in the shadows of Self with 20 laps to go. Who saved more? Who has more left? And who wants it more? Kwasniewski peeking. Self gonna close the door. They're on the bumper of McRae in the number 90 machine. McRae looks like she's gonna give him the inside. She does. Not that much, but just enough room. Self gonna close the door again. 18 laps to go. Michael Self in the number 17. Dylan Kwasniewski in the number 3. We're gonna see some bumper action if this keeps up. Dustin Ashton third trying to catch up in the number 11. Lap traffic ahead, let's see how it goes this time. Self doing everything he can to keep that 3 car behind. Keep that tight line, not giving him any room to look underneath. Kwasniewski waiting for any sort of mistake out of the number 17 car, or he's gonna help him. Side by side going into turn number 3. There's some contact. Hey, hold on to it. Dustin Ash now in the mix. Oh, major contact. Kwasniewski gets together with lap traffic. Anything can and will.
Most likely will happen at the Fall Classic.
That's a shame for Kwasniewski. I don't know who he's more mad at, the lap traffic
Or himself.
or Michael Self.
True.
Because Self closed the door.
That's true.
That was
Look at the
what-
damage that 3 car has done for the night.
Dylan Kwasniewski in the number 3 with 14 laps to go. Dove to the inside, looking for the lead. I am curious to see who he is, as I said, more mad at.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll find out here.
Because what set up that entire situation was him literally getting door closed.
Shutting that door. The door slammed.
Well, here, Mr. Cameraman, make sure you have a good view of this because while Kwasniewski is getting saluted by the fans, as he should be. Here, he tried it. Oh, here he comes. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the 3 car. Dylan Kwasniewski's not happy. And bum drafting. Dylan Kwasniewski pushing and shoving that number 17 machine. As I said, Kwasniewski, I think that answers our story. Who is he most mad at?
Most mad at myself. Now let's see if he can get it into the pit road.
14 laps to go. It's the final race of the year out here. You're gonna see tempers. You're gonna see people getting mad at others. And man, oh man, I think the true victim in all of this was the poor lap traffic car.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
14 laps to go. So a couple developments. Obviously you saw as the number 3 car wasn't too happy, but we also had the 22 car report some oil possibly coming from the 14. Oh, race car drivers, you amuse us. Well, everyone cleared, everyone checks out. Michael Self still your leader. Can Dustin Ash in the number 11 do anything? 3rd place, Jack Madrid in the number 9. We're in that final stretch of the race. Something's gonna happen, it's gotta happen now. Shackelford on the inside of the number 19 of Corbin Thomas. Self had a really good restart. Ash right now trailing by about 5 car lengths. Shackelford has cleared Thomas. Thomas back to the inside. Trying to make something happen there with his number 19 machine. He will. He's going to be on the inside going into turn number 3. Battle for 6th. Corbin. Oh, Chris Klein sideways. Holds on to it. Somehow, some way. The 22 of Gomez gets by. That was an exchange for the 4th spot. Your top 3, though, spread out. 8 laps to go. This battle's right there. Shackelford trying to get by Thomas. Thomas trying to close in on Klein. Oh, Shackelford almost got the boot. Here's the best battle on the track. Oh, we're just playing. 5 laps to go for Michael Self. After holding off the hard-charging number 3 of Dylan Kwasniewski, Kwasniewski not able to make it to the end of this one. And it opened up the door for the 17 car to have this much of a gap, this much of a lead. But the race ain't over. There's still 4 laps where plenty can happen. Thomas getting pressure from Shackelford. Shackelford dives in there. Gonna take away this position. That 6th spot now in Shackelford's hands. Lap traffic goes high for your leader. To go. White flag will fly next time by. Michael Self on the number 17. Been in command of this one nearly the entire race. Had to hold off some hard trying competition, keep his car going straight, and he will grab the checkered flag in the final race of the Bullring 2012 Fall Classic.
Unbelievable. Well, he had him covered here tonight.
I wonder how popular this is going to be of a win, because we know Kwasniewski is one of the locals.
That's a good point. We'll follow that up with you real quick.
How about some donuts courtesy of the number 17? Now, Michael Self, I believe, is going to get some attention right now, because I do see the number 3 of Kwasniewski approaching the wall. Do you see him right there? What is Dylan Kwasniewski going to have to say?
Oh, he's telling him he's number 1.
Well, what? He's number 1. Well, he did win the race.
That's true.
He's trying to do donuts.
Well, maybe not.
Just hit the pace car.
He thought better of it. He looked down there and saw a crew member out on the other side of the wall. He thought, maybe not. There he is.
Here he is, Dylan from Michael Self.
Like I said, I had a feeling there would be some mixed emotions with this one, but Michael Self will go in the history books. Your winner for the 2012 Fall Classic here at the Bullring. Tommy, another exciting night of racing.
Look at the side of that trophy, man. That's a real trophy right there.
You know, it's funny because you talk about the way a lot of these cars look. A lot of cars did get beat up. That car didn't escape without some marks, especially the giant donut on the right side.
It's got a big old donut. It's number 1. It's number 017.
Texas style, man. Texas style donut. Well, that concludes this big old race. It didn't come without controversy. It didn't finish without some beating and banging, some angry tempers. But hey,
Let the saying be said again here at the Fall Classic. Anything can and will most likely happen.
thank you for joining us, Low Budget TV here. And yeah, that concludes. We will be back in Vegas in a couple of weeks for the SRL race.
Are we?
No.